She is a 49-year-old woman living inside a marriage defined by control and fear. Then she crosses paths with a 24-year-old man searching for a clean slate, a life untouched by his past. The attention he shows her feels unexpected, almost destined, as if both of them have been offered one last chance to begin again. But as their bond deepens, an unsettling presence starts to surface. What first feels like hope slowly reveals itself as something far more dangerous, and their connection begins to feel less like salvation and more like a countdown. The story opens with a young man named Connor sprinting along the sandy shoreline. All of a sudden, he halts in his tracks, his gaze fixed on a striking woman named Marilyn standing out in the middle of the beach. Their eyes meet, and in that instant, they both notice each other. Marilyn shivers from the chilly ocean water, while Connor stands there, caught off guard by her presence. Neither one knows anything about the other, yet somehow, they strike up a conversation and chat freely. Connor works as a librarian and makes it a habit to jog along this beach every single day. Marilyn is married and has a stepdaughter. Connor has never crossed paths with her until now. When he asks why she's here, Marilyn explains that she truly cherishes the tranquility of this place. That's what draws her back from time to time. As they talk, Marilyn begins gathering her belongings. Before long, she prepares to head off. On her way out, she introduces herself as Marilyn. In response, Connor shares his own name. Several days pass, and Connor is busy organizing books on the shelves at the library. That's when Marilyn appears and approaches him, requesting his assistance. She's wearing glasses this time. At Connor's gentle urging, she avoids looking directly into his eyes. But when he asks again, Marilyn admits she ended up getting home much later than usual that previous day because she got so caught up in their conversation. All of it stemmed from that moment. Connor realizes that Marilyn's husband must have become angry and physically hurt her as a result. His heart aches for her. Feeling responsible, he offers her a sincere apology. He believes he caused her to be late, leading to the trouble. They continue talking for a bit, and soon Marilyn asks for help finding books in the crime genre. She has a real passion for reading those kinds of stories. While they're pulling the books together, she slips Connor some cash as a thank you tip. She instructs him to keep it and use it however he likes, but not to spend it right away. At first, Connor is puzzled by her words. Then he examines the bill more closely and discovers Marilyn's phone number written on it. It seems clear that Marilyn feels drawn to Connor and hopes he'll reach out to her. The very next day, Connor arrives at a local restaurant. Waiting for him, there is a police officer named Nielsen. Connor had been released from prison not long ago after serving time for a past offense. Nielsen confronts him sternly, warning that if Connor steps out of line again, there will be no second chances. He'll make sure of it. The harsh way Nielsen speaks to Connor draws disapproving looks and muttered complaints from nearby people. Uncomfortable with the attention, Nielsen eventually walks away. A short while later, Connor decides to phone Marilyn. He expresses his wish to visit her at home so they can spend time together. Marilyn wants the same thing, but she turns him down for now. Her stepdaughter's boyfriend, Josh, is over at the house. Right after Connor hangs up, another police officer shows up. This one also recognizes Connor. He advises Connor to head straight home without delay. It appears Connor's serious past crime has left him under close watch by law enforcement. As usual, Connor is at his job in the library. A coworker named Julia is there too, and the two of them are chatting when Marilyn walks in, accompanied by her stepdaughter. Connor's face lights up the moment he spots Marilyn. The stepdaughter, Rena, tells Connor exactly which books she's looking for. He directs her to the section downstairs. Even though Rena is Marilyn's stepdaughter, the two share a genuine bond and real affection. Rena needs to step away to take an important phone call, so she asks Marilyn to grab the books for her. Connor offers to lend a hand. While he's retrieving the titles, Marilyn draws near. She begins by thanking him warmly. Then, unexpectedly, she leans in and kisses him. Connor feels the pull to get closer, but Marilyn clearly has her own ideas about how things should unfold. They share a brief, intimate moment before she promises they'll see each other again soon. With that, she departs. From then on, whenever they can steal a moment, they meet at the seaside and enjoy each other's company. Connor becomes utterly captivated by his feelings for Marilyn. She, too, had been drawn to him right from that very first glance. During one of their talks, Marilyn opens up about how fearful she feels at home. She confesses that her husband lashes out and hurts her over even the smallest issues. Connor urges her to report it to the police. Marilyn shakes her head, explaining it's far more complicated than that. Her husband is extremely wealthy and holds a lot of influence. She adds that he spends much of his time away from home. Despite years of marriage, he has never been intimate with her. In turn, Connor shares his own past. 4 years earlier, he attended a party where he got into a heated argument with another man. The fight itself left him unharmed, but the other guy ended up in a coma. As a result, Connor was convicted and spent 3 years behind bars. Upon his release, he took the library job to start fresh. After their exchange, they prepare to part ways. Connor asks when they'll see each other next. Marilyn assures him it will be soon. She seals the promise with a kiss before walking away. That night, Connor lies awake, unable to sleep as thoughts of Marilyn fill his mind. A few more days go by. Then Marilyn reaches out, asking to meet. When Connor arrives, he can tell she's troubled and down. She'd had a heated argument with her husband. Seeing her like this saddens Connor deeply. Yet Marilyn reassures him that even though she's hurting, being with him brings her the kind of joy she's longed for all her life. Together, they head to another property that belongs to Marilyn, where they spend private time. Afterward, she drives him back to his place. Some days later, Connor is walking toward the library alongside Julia when he spots Marilyn stepping out with Rena and Josh. The group doesn't interact much, but Marilyn clearly feels a pang of jealousy seeing Connor with Julia. That same evening, Marilyn calls him. From the strained tone in her voice, Connor senses her husband must have gotten violent again. She doesn't go into full detail. In truth, her husband had assaulted her badly that day, leaving her deeply shaken. During their talk, Connor mentions a book he'd read with a satisfying conclusion. He muses aloud that if her husband were no longer around, the two of them could finally build a life together and give their own story a happy resolution. Marilyn quietly agrees with the idea. The following day, they reunite at her other house. Marilyn reveals that she and Rena will be away for the next 2 days. During that window, her husband will be home by himself. She points out that the house has no security alarm and no cameras. However, her husband keeps a handgun nearby and sleeps with it close at hand. Connor is taken aback. She's clearly thought everything through. He questions whether this is really about inheriting the man's fortune. Marilyn insists that's not her motive at all. She explains that upon the husband's death, every cent would go to his biological daughter, Rena, not to her. With the scheme laid out, they share a close embrace before separating. On the way out, Connor instructs Marilyn not to call him anymore. For anything urgent, she should only send a text, and even then, use coded phrases. Once the plan succeeds, they'll finally be free to be together forever. Connor's devotion to Marilyn has grown so intense that he's willing to cross any line, even something as extreme as taking a life for her sake. Later, when Connor returns home, he finds Nielsen waiting outside. The officer mentions a string of recent thefts around town and says they need to question him about possible involvement. Connor denies any knowledge of it. They warn him to keep his phone powered on and then depart. That very night, under cover of darkness, Connor slips into Marilyn's main residence wearing a mask, intent on carrying out the act against Nathan, her husband. He first checks the bedroom but finds it empty, though the gun is right there in plain sight. Heading downstairs, he spots Nathan in conversation on the phone with his daughter, Rena. Before Connor can act, Nathan dashes toward the weapon. Connor tries to intercept him but fails. Now Connor himself is in mortal danger, with Nathan armed and ready. Just as the situation turns dire, a figure emerges from behind and shoots Nathan dead. The shooter is Josh. When Connor demands an explanation, Josh reveals that Rena sent him to eliminate Nathan. In a flash, Connor realizes he's been set up. Without hesitation, he fires at Josh and kills him. Soon after, back at his own place, Connor receives a call from Marilyn checking on him. But by now, he's furious and confronts her. He accuses her of orchestrating everything, luring both him and Josh into a scheme so she could eliminate Nathan through them. What she's done leaves Connor reeling with betrayal. Just days later, Marilyn contacts him again, urging a meeting at the beach. He gets ready and steps out, only to be immediately surrounded by Nielsen and a team of officers. Nielsen declares they've recovered Connor's fingerprints inside Nathan's home and on the body. They've also linked him to Josh's death. As Nielsen speaks, Connor shoves him aside and bolts toward the beach. The officers give chase. Panting, Connor demands to know how they knew he'd head to that spot. Nielsen replies that a woman tipped them off with a phone call. Hearing this, Connor instantly grasps that Marilyn has ensnared him once more. Desperate, he tries to flee, but the police open fire and he is fatally shot. Connor dies on the sand. Meanwhile, Marilyn is spending carefree time with her stepdaughter, Rena. In reality, the two share a deep, loving connection. Together, they had masterminded the entire deception, using Connor as a pawn. Thanks to him, they eliminated Nathan and secured the full inheritance. And with that, the story comes to its close.